Buffalo Bills safety Damar Hamlin just collapsed on the field after making a routine tackle. Stood up briefly, only to collapse again and stay down. First and foremost, before anything is said, just want to keep Damar Hamlin and his family in our prayers, because this is definitely a very scary situation. This is not something anybody wants to see a family member, loved one, a close friend, relative in a similar position. So of course I want to keep him up in our prayers, and of course his recovery is of utmost importance. Damar Hamlin, University of Pittsburgh, plays for the Bills. He was making a routine tackle here. Let me just go ahead and show this clip. As we can see, it wasn't a very hard hit. To me, it looked like a very routine kind of tackle. Obviously, he was kind of blown back a little bit, but once again, very routine tackle, nothing too difficult. But for some strange reason, the way his body responded is what's kind of leaving everybody at a loss for words, to the point where he's actually trending all over Twitter. We have his name, Damar Hamlin. We have the hashtag died suddenly. We even have the Commotio Cordis trending as well. But the question is why? So we kind of have to look into what's been speculated thus far. Obviously, there's no official report as to what the specific condition is, or whether it was caused by the hit or not. So first and foremost, people are speculating that this has to do with the vaccine. So if you don't know, Pfizer, CDC, and the FDA reported on a study that the vaccines are linked to an increase in blood clots, heart attacks, myocarditis, and sudden adult death syndrome. Again, Pfizer, CDC, and the FDA released a study stating that COVID vaccines are linked to an increase in blood clots, heart attacks, myocarditis, and sudden adult death syndrome. Why is this important? This has been important because we've been seeing a string of athletes who are in peak conditions, who have bodies that are in the 1% of physical fitness, just collapsing in their respective sports for heart-related issues, most of them being heart attacks.
Is brought to you by Pfizer.
CBS Health Watch sponsored by Pfizer.
Anderson Cooper 360. Brought to you by Pfizer.
ABC News Nightline. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Making a difference. Brought to you by Pfizer.
CNN Tonight. Brought to you by Pfizer. Early Start. Brought to you by Pfizer. Friday night on Aaron Burnett Out Front. Brought to you by Pfizer.
This Week with George Stephanopoulos is brought to you by Pfizer.
This weather report brought to you by Pfizer.
Today's countdown to the royal wedding is brought to you by Pfizer.
And now a CBS Sports Update brought to you by Pfizer.
Meet the Press Data Download brought to you by Pfizer.
This portion of CBS This Morning sponsored by Pfizer.
On how to find the hidden sugars in the American family diet. Sponsored by Pfizer.
So a lot of people are speculating that, you know what, it's very possible that this might have to do with the vaccine, but of course, it's just mere speculation. And the second argument is that it has to do with Commotio Cordis. So Commotio Cordis is a condition where if there's a blow to the chest at a precise moment in the electrical cycle, it can stop the heart. And this has been the leading argument for those who oppose this whole hashtag died suddenly movement. They're stating that, yes, it may not have been a hard tackle, but it just happened to be a unfortunately timed tackle that interrupted the electrical cycle, stops the heart, and causes it to stop. So as we know, as of now, what we do know is that he is in critical condition after he collapsed on the field. He needed CPR and an AED to be used on him before being rushed to the hospital. We know that he received immediate medical attention on the field by team and independent medical staff and local paramedics. He was then transported to a local hospital where he is in critical condition, the league stated as of now. Those seems to be the two most prevalent arguments that we've been seeing. But of course, both arguments are mere speculation until we get an official report as to why this happened and what is going on with his body. Of course, we want to see him recover. We want to see him at his best.